Well, a phone call and a attitude adjustment, and I'm back. Anyway, we got back to California. We stayed with my parents until I got the finances together to get us a place to live. And we were doing pretty good. And then he came back to California, of course. And he started to want to see the kids, of course, so I let him see the kids and so on. Staying with my parents, he only got to see them when he was at my parents' house, which was okay. I didn't realize that he would see his own kids as victims, Excuse me, listen, dancing around my nose there for a second. Anyway, this is not a very comfortable story for me. To tell even when it is the truth. I got to where I couldn't maintain a home, and I couldn't take good care of my kids because I kept disappearing and stuff, and I kept this isn't right. I'm gonna have to think about this for a little bit. Hang on. I guess I should finish this one later, but it wasn't good. He came back to California. I'll finish it till my housekeeper gets here, who is on her way. But anyway, he came back, and I ended up getting worse because of dealing with him and dealing with the stress, just daily stress. And to make things short, I ended up in and out of the hospital for like 10 years with the same diagnosis: schizophrenic, paranoid, with suicidal tendencies and spurts of amnesia. But I mean, that wasn't me. But anyway, that was my diagnosis, and that's what they had me in there for, and on all kinds of psychiatric drugs and stuff, where I found it impossible to maintain a home and take care of 2 small children. So, willingly, because I knew somewhere inside of me somebody was saying, hello, Pam, if you can't take care of these children properly, which you should, then they're going to take them away from you, or he's going to take them away from you. So I willingly let them go to live with their father and their grandmother and grandfather and aunt and uncle and so on, thinking that he would love his children enough to take good care of them. But I'm not going to embarrass my sons by telling you what he did. That's up to them. But I'll just say it was not good. My son suffered for 8 years. 8 years while I was going in and out of the hospital. I was in and out for 10 years, but they suffered for 8 of those years. Until I finally got my stuff together and was able to visit with them again. And he even went as far as to tell them that I was dead, so they wouldn't try finding me, because they kept running away trying to find their mom. But he told them I was dead. Imagine that. Little girl, little boy, laying there in their bed, being told, oh, by the way, your mother's dead. My son he's 40 something now, but I still picture him laying in a bed thinking, hearing those words and pretending. He said he used to close his eyes and pretend he was in my home and he was safe from his father, his own father. My God. Anybody that does that to a child needs to be castrated right here. Right here. No matter what the reason is, there is no reason. When I look at my stages of my life in my grandchildren, I am just so proud that I know that neither one of them, none of my grandchildren have ever been molested. Both of my sons are single fathers now, and they're doing a wonderful job of raising their children. They know what it is to watch for. They know how the children act. They know how they felt. They know how I felt. I know how they felt. We share parenting, and my grandchildren are doing very well. Their mothers are still in their lives, but at least with the younger ones, not very much. But the older one, she's old enough to protect herself in a lot of ways now. And she does. She is she's my little, I call her my angel baby. I always have. And she is what I see now. When I see her, I see what I could have been. I could have been educated. I could have been loved. I could have had that gleam in my eye about a boy that smiled at me or held my hand. And I'll watch her as she grows and she falls in love. She starts a family of her own. This is beautiful for me. Yes, I know I'm living vicariously through her, but I treasure every moment of it. And I tell her, Shay, you don't have to worry about it. If you make a mistake, you come and tell Grandma about it, because Grandma has made all the mistakes possible. From riding freight trains to God knows what. God is the only one that knows what. In a lot of cases, I don't even remember what. But the thing is no matter what she does, I'll understand. And I'll support her. And I'll value her. And I won't put her down. And I won't discourage her. I'll help her to gather what she learned from it, rather than shame her or make her feel less than human. I'll be there for her. And if I'm not, then her father will, because he went through it too. And her uncle will, because he went through it too. And his daughter will never know what it is to have a father like that. And his son will never know to be a man like that. So I am proud to have went through what I went through, to make it known what he can do. But I'm also proud of my own accomplishments coming out of it. and what I've accomplished. And even though I'm not totally good, it's okay. I'll live with those days. Just to have these. These are days of victory. I can raise my banner high. I can thank God. I can be glad that I'm here right now, sitting on my patio. Mine. I bought this house. I did. Through SSI. I agree with that. But I used the money that they gave me for the right reasons. And the car that I drive, my friend co-signed for it, but I make the payments. And it's a good car. It's one that I can depend on. Thank God, it's the best car I've ever had in my life. But, you know, I mean, I took the money that I used to pay on the house payment. I drove a car I used to call Dimples. She had so many dents in her, I called her Dimples. Little Nissan. And I drove her for about 4 or 5 years. A friend of mine actually bought her for me for $1,300 because my car had broken down and I didn't have a way to get a car. Living rural like I do, I need a car to get at least the doctor's appointments and so on. So when that car broke down, I didn't have any headlights, no tail light, or no. It had tail lights, but no headlights, and it didn't have any turn signals, and it didn't have any power steering, but the air conditioning ran, and the tires stayed up, and the car started, and I drove it. But I decided, I almost got into a bad wreck one day, and I decided I needed a decent car. So I called my friend, and I asked him if he would help me, and he did. And I got a decent car, and I took some money that I paid on this house for 33 years. Past 33 years. And I put it toward the car payment. So now I pay a car payment instead of a house payment. And in 5 years, the car will be mine. And I will still have a decent car. Hopefully, if I take good care of it. Anyway, my time is more or less up for today. I've got a few more minutes, but that's my story for today. I just wanted to give you a little background of what caused this problem and how I handled it. And there's a lot more to say, but there isn't enough time. Have a great day. God bless you and keep you always. In Jesus' name, amen.